Hey everybody, it's Christine. It's time for another 30-day sketches. And today's sketch we're going to do is this guy right here. It is a sketch designed by Rochelle Spears for Sketches in Time. And you can kind of see there's a photo, a horizontal photo with 4 pattern papers. Theoretically, there could be one going in the middle of this guy here, but I think I'm going to actually cut this into an open rectangle. I think that'll look kind of cool. Oh, gotta accept the risk, whatever. So that's my sketch, and then here's my picture. I actually took this last night. It's Earth Day last night, and we had the whole skyline was lit up with like blue and green. It was really pretty. The camera makes its own little adjustments to the dark. So if I'm honest, I'm kind of sad because I lost some of the contrast, but the whole point is we lit up the city skyline, so that's gonna be I'm just gonna deal with it. It is what it is. And then the paper I'm going to use is the Hip Kits March 2022 collection. I thought it was really apropos because there's lots of florals. It's kind of a spring collection, so it's kind of this cool, like, you know, nature-y type thing. It came with this set of things, this little set of chipboard stickers. I might use some of these flowers and stuff, but I also have these little, like, cardstock stickers from Pink Fresh. This came from a different month, and I'm so sorry. I don't remember which month it came from. I don't believe it was this one. I'm pretty sure it was a different month. Maybe February. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's called Happy Blooms, or it might have been last year. I do not know, y'all. Anyways, it's got some cool little, like, plants, and I like this plant happiness, so I'm thinking I'm going to use those. And then the other thing I did is this March kit came with this purple letter, but I'm going to go with the green, again, from this Happy Blooms, because I think the green goes kind of cool. And I've got... there's some enamel dots. The ephemera, of course, has some florals and stuff in it. And this is going to be my background paper. I just thought that was kind of neat. And then these will be, you know, some of my layers here. So that's what I'm starting. I don't know why I have this out. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that. This is what I'm starting with. So let me start trimming some things, and I'll get back on camera. Talk soon.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start trimming these papers here. I don't show you all the trimmings because honestly that doesn't make a bit of sense to sit there and show you all of it. I will show you this first little bit here. I'm just starting to create the mats for the photo or the little, you know, individual sheets I showed you on the sketch. I'll skip over until, I didn't cut that all the way, y'all, so I had to trim that up. I'll skip over in just a second to the part where I am cutting the rectangle where I kind of gut the middle out. Honestly, just so you can kind of see how I'm using the We Are Memory Keepers all-in-one. And even that, though, if I'm honest, it's not like I'm scientific about it. There's little marks and stuff on the blades that help with the guiding of it. You can see me, I'm just trimmed off that piece there. And I use there's a little mark on the front, little notch on the front, little notch on the side. And I use it okay, but I don't know. I feel like my eyes were just a little bit cross-eyed because I think this was kind of early in the morning when I did it. I could not tell you. I forgot now, to be honest with you, but I didn't get it 100% matched up, but I can't swear to you that it's 100% the same depth on either side. It's close. I mean, it's close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades, and I'm happy with it, so I'm not, you know, not going to worry too much about it, but you can just kind of see what I'm doing. I'm using this little We Are Memory Keepers deal and going in the little grooves there. And I'm going to take my scissors and trim that out because I didn't go all the way. Now, I do decide, I find with Hip Kit, the pastels, the gray, I have a gray hickory smoke, that's what it is, hickory smoke ink that I really enjoy using with these pastel papers, and I will actually end up pulling that out. Now that little piece of paper right there, I do trim that because I didn't make it quite long enough, which is fine, because most of it goes behind. But I'm going to put that and I'm just kind of dry fitting everything, making sure things are the right size, and, you know, how do I want this to look. And I do recognize that you're definitely going to have to ink these pages here, Christine, these little papers, because they just get a little bit lost when they're pastels sometimes. And plus the skyline is a little bit gray. So here's where I'm just kind of, I've inked everything so far except this little baby bit here. And so I'm just kind of showing you, there's the ink I used. And I'm going to start gluing everything down. Now I've already matted the photo. I did cut that part out. I matted it with there's kind of this like pinky coral color paper. And then, I think the other's like a bluish color. I just made like a little double mat. And I did scuff the edges of that photo mat. And then now I'm just kind of fitting everything the way the sketch shows. It's kind of tricky because that little piece there is actually behind the rectangle, and I initially glue this down just a little too low. So I'll put this top piece up, and then I'm using by the way, I'm using the little pattern there. Even though it's not straight lines, you can kind of still use the pattern as a straight line. But I put this down just a little too low because when I start putting the little like rectangle and then the other pieces, it's not really falling where it needs to per the sketch. It's a little too low. So I'm going to pull that up and pull it up just a little bit so that it just, well, it matches the sketch. I mean, technically, you know, you can do anything you want to, but with a sketch. I think I even actually pull this. Do I pull it down? I think I may pull it down in a second because I feel like it's a little off. Maybe not. No, nope, it's okay. I decided to glue everything down. I couldn't remember. I thought in my mind I was going to be a little bit too low, but nope, worked out. So I'm just using my tape gun, gluing these little edges down here. I think toward the end I'll end up coming in. I don't even think I show y'all, but I'll take some Nuvo glue and just kind of make sure all those edges are hanging on there a little better. So here's where I'm going to, I almost put foam behind this, and then I thought, no, you got to put a bunch of little embellishments on top. In the sketch, it calls for an arrow in the upper left up there. I don't actually end up using an arrow. I use some other things. And then I end up with the title. I really like how the title turned out. I went off, and I think I told you in the intro, got a different set of letters than what came with the collection this month. But the letters that I pulled out actually still were from a different Hip Kit Club collection. So I'm still using Hip Kit, and I love the colors. It's this kind of cool green, and it just looked so pretty to me. Yeah, there it is. Actually, technically, it's Pink Fresh, I guess, isn't it? So I knew I wanted to put Earth Day, and I start off, you know, I'm kind of trying to figure out where I want it. Do I want Earth Day like that? Do I want them top on top of each other? And I said, yeah, I want to put Earth and Day on top of each other. And I'm going to cut over because I actually ended up making an Earth Day skyline is what I end up calling it, because I had enough room, and I thought, well, because Earth Day looked a little bit, I don't know, small, lonely, you know, however you want to call it. And I liked the way this looked, Earth Day skyline, because the whole point really is the skyline and the pictures of it and stuff like that. So here's where I'm kind of going through the ephemera and this little sticker sheet. Now what I end up doing here is I pull out my craft mat because I go, oh, I think I'm going to use more of these stickers. And I pull off whatever stickers I think might go. Spoiler alert, I do not use all of these stickers. They do not all make it on the page. So I'm just kind of, like I said, I'm kind of looking at these pictures. I like, one of them says plant happiness. One of them says special day. That one right there also is just a little old label looking thing. That one says remember. I don't actually end up using, believe it or not, plant happiness or remember. At least I don't believe I do. I kind of really wanted to use, I shouldn't say that because now I can't remember, because I went back and forth. I kept picking it up and put it in, and I may actually don't even remember. I'm not looking at the layout right now, so now I'm not sure what I did at the end. How crazy is that? So I'm going through the ephemera right now, and I'm pulling out things that I think make some sense on this layout. And so, of course, all the florals, I'm just kind of setting those aside. I don't really have a plan at the moment, you know, specifically to use them. So I'm just setting them aside. Then I have this one that says around town, which is funny because it's, you know, it's a skyline thing. And then there's this road trip. And then I have this other thing that says be optimistic about life or something like that. So I found those little houses, which I thought that was kind of cute. I mean, it looks kind of like a little skyline, right? And then I got this floral that I'm sticking there to kind of, you know, again, it's Earth Day, so, you know, use some florals. And then I got this other floral. I kind of go back and forth on the little florals here for a second. And one of them ends up in the upper left corner, actually, ultimately. That little ticket there, I liked it. It says like here, there, and everywhere or something like that. And I thought I really kind of wanted to use it. But in the end, it didn't. I couldn't find a spot for it. So he doesn't make it on the layout either. I moved that one floral up there, and I've got this road trip. Why I fast with stuff sometimes, as much as I do, it is beyond me. I sat there and moved that road trip and around town 1,000 times. Then I decided I'm going to put this little label right there. And I think that turned out kind of cool. It's a little shelf for everything. It rests on there nicely. I can bring that floral. Look at me. I'm just fasting. But I got the floral. I got the label. And it all kind of grounds everything. So that's taking the place of the arrow, basically, on the sketch. Instead of, you know, the arrow, I've just got like this stuff kind of pointing. I guess that little around town there has that little diagonally pointy looking thing going toward the picture, so it kind of acts like an arrow, right? Okay, so I'm going to put on that road trip, I put the foam tape on the top part, and then I'm going to make the bottom half kind of be flat on the page. And I think that's kind of neat. Gives a little bit of interest, a little bit of oomph. And then I can put the foam tape behind around town, and now it's like road trip around town is the little phrase, I guess, that works out right there. And I kind of like that because we live about 30 30 miles north of Dallas. And so oops, sorry, I kicked my table there. So driving down there, I wouldn't suggest it's like a real long road trip. It's about 35, 40 minutes, depending on traffic, of course. There's my head. Depends on traffic, of course, but it's a little road trip, kind of, so it works out. All right, so now I'm going to put these little flowers down over here in the lower right corner. And I do like how I have this little round element here, the whole be optimistic or whatever. Put some foam tape behind that. And then I forget what I do after that, to be honest with you. I feel like there's another little element, but I can't remember what it is. Oh, I think this is where I try to decide on the plant happiness and the special day. I think I pull that out in just a second. Oh, nope. First I'm going to do my little houses because I know that's where they're going. So basically what I'm doing right now just mentally is I'm putting the things that I know for sure are going where they're going. Just kind of getting those put down so that I can kind of work on the parts that I'm not 100% sure about. And then that way I can, I don't know, I guess your brain power gets used up if you spend too much time on something you already know. Okay, so I got these couple little florals here, and I'm thinking, next to the little houses might be cute, just to kind of like, I don't know, in my mind, I guess I'm signifying, it's buildings plus plants or something like that. I'm not really, it's a little bit of a message to me on my own mind here. And I decided to put that little floral right there to just make it look, I guess, like a tree. I mean, it's not really a tree, but it kind of looks like a tree next to those little houses. So I'm going to glue that down. That's pretty good. I like that. Where that is, I'm going to be using those enamel dots up there, and you'll see that in just a minute. Anyway, it was kind of cool. We were driving. I'm kind of sad because I really did want the sky to be black with the colors against it, but my husband was in a hurry, so I didn't get to take the pictures I wanted. He's always in a hurry, and he was walking so fast, and I couldn't keep up, and so my freaking camera did its little automatic, I'm smarter than you, Christine, camera setting adjusts to make the nighttime picture good, but then it took away all the black with the colors against it, so the picture's cool, but it's not exactly the picture I wanted, but at the same time, I'm like, well, I can still see that the lights were lit up and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I guess I did put plant happiness up there. I had forgotten that part. I tried it at the bottom. I didn't care for it. Now, here's where my cat decides to join us, and she's meowing. You can't hear her because I've done turned the sound off, but this cat, I swear, was carrying on, having to do her thing, sitting right on my stuff. So I picked her up and moved her. Okay, now I'm going to look and see. I found a little old chipboard bird on here, and I do put that down there. I thought about like a bee and this and that, but honestly, I thought that started getting a little bit stupid because I go, this is about the skyline, Christine. It's not about bees. So don't put that on there. But the bird I liked all right. So I go ahead and have to use a little bit of Nouveau glue on that. Y'all, I may have to stop my audio in just a second because my husband just pulled into the driveway, and he usually makes quite a bit of noise. So if I have to hit stop, I'll save this and I'll start back up in a second. But I do toss in there that special day little purple fishtail banner, and that looks pretty cute. That's where I thought about that bee, and I said, nope, that's not going to work. That looks dumb. And then I decide, I think I'm going to pull out my enamel dots in a second. Okay, y'all, give me 1 second. I'm going to come back.
Isn't it funny how for you it's just been 1 second, but for me it's been half a day because it's the next morning that I'm finishing this recording. So my husband is, he come home and I had to get dinner and everything going on. So what I decided to do on this is the enamel dots here. I've decided the green. The other colors, for whatever reason, they just felt a little too bright or a little too much in my face. So I decided I'm going to put 2 little green dots in each of my clusters here. Now I do the same size in each of those, the top right and the bottom right. And on the left, that side there, I think I had one, I think my tiny size or something. I don't feel like I had enough, so I decided to go a little bit bigger ones. And I put that over there. I have to kind of move it around a little bit. And I'll fast around just a second. And then I'm looking at it, and I go, oh, I need to put a little bit of foam underneath my leaves there. They're kind of poking up and waving at me. And I go, oh, you need a little foam because you're already kind of poking up there. So I'm going to cut away. After I put this foam on here, I've also run off and got some Lindy's Stamp Gang, some sprinkle stuff, and I cleaned up because I just felt like everything was on top of me. So I'm going to take this green stuff, and I'm going to be honest, a little more than I expected kind of splattered out of there. But actually, it's okay because I'll take a napkin in a second and blot it, and it's really pretty. It's a little, it looks really dark when I first good Lord, when I first kind of sprinkle it down on there, and then when I take it and kind of blot it, it lightens it up quite a bit because I was like, oh no, it got all over my little ephemera. Is a little bit darker than I thought, but it looks really pretty. It's got a real pretty shimmer. It's in a mermaid collection. And that's all I'm going to do the layout, y'all. So I'm going to slow it down so you can take a look at it. And I like how it turned out, actually. It's really pretty. It's got these really pretty pastels. It kind of speaks Earth Day to me, I think. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep watching. I should have one video every day. And y'all let me know if you're playing along. We'll talk soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.